Good evening and welcome to another scene in Darkness in Dublin, the vampire venue. Well, we're not specifically not in Dublin. We're going to start our scene essentially under Dublin. It's probably a little bit more accurate. As two of the sewer rats are, only one to start with is receiving a text message, perhaps? Or is she just fiddling with a computer?
I think it was a phone call.
She is receiving a phone call.
Has received. This is after the call. So she will go and find Mr. Theodore.
Well, she is probably preparing when Theodore will just pop his head in, which would be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Amelia, are you going somewhere?"
Hey, Theodore. Yes, there is something I need to take care of.
Always around for helping a clanmate, if it is required, of course.
Well, I suppose you could tag along. I mean,
Safety in numbers and all that.
I don't think there is a concern for a safety concern. We have to. Well, I believe I told you about that friend that we lost a few days ago.
Ah, yes, I remember.
Yes, I am to accompany the Tremere Primogen to
Ah,
Emily's Haven for some things. They were close, so
ah, I see. I see.
if you want to tag along,
I would very much like to meet the Primogen.
I guess
So, of
it's a
course, of course.
good opportunity. However,
I do believe I.
She's probably in a pretty vulnerable state at the moment.
We shall be. I know that both of us will be on our very best behaviors, right?
Well, I'm also at a pretty vulnerable state when it comes to that, but
He kind
I
of just pats you on the shoulder. It will be all right.
so yes, let's get this over with.
Do you want to? Do you want me to drive? I've gotten my hands on a car.
Sure, sure. Okay.
Very well.
And Amelia would actually put the
Amalia,
mat.
even.
What?
You said Emily. You
No, I
probably
said
meant Amalia.
Amelia
Amelia,
will put the mask on before getting in.
yeah.
Before
Likewise,
going out, yeah.
Theodore will just adorn his mask and will just. Right, here we go. It's just a fairly beaten down car, but it's a car. It's actually it's a bit of a junker, but it's been a nice car, a bit of an older make.
Well, if you need a new car, I can get you one.
No, I like it a bit rustic, I suppose.
I mean, you can always fix it.
Yes. As he starts up the car, and it struggles a bit. He just seatbelts and
Come on, Petunia. Come on, Petunia. Sorry, continue. On the side of your car, Petunia in my mind. Continue.
And yeah, he will begin to drive off. They'll park a block, a bit more maybe, away. And,
when they arrive, Katya is pacing outside of the door to the gym. She has the key in her hand. She just hasn't been able to force herself to go in just yet.
Oh, by the way, hey Katya, do you have your heightened senses activated?
Yes, I do.
That's some good quality blood smell from inside that gym.
Great, that's got her even more worried. So she is just fucking pacing rather furiously, her heels clicking on the pavement as she walks.
You'll see two people approach. One of them is Amalia, and another is a person you haven't seen before.
Well, Amelia will start walking first, kind of motion Theodore to stay a bit behind for a moment.
He just nods.
And she will approach Katya. Mrs. Von Essen?
Primogen Von Essen.
Primogen Von Essen, indeed.
I don't know what's happened, but I smell blood beyond the door. I just haven't been able to force myself to go in yet.
If you want, I will go there first and check it out a bit.
Katya looks down at the key in her hand and kind of just takes a deep breath before going to open the door. She doesn't need to take the breath, but she does because it's just kind of comforting.
How are you holding up?
As well as can be expected. It was a rough trip.
I know, from what I understand, you and Emily were close.
Very.
I'm really sorry.
Read into that what you will.
Theodore will approach. Get up along the door. He seems somewhat focused on the door at this point. Probably smells a little bit of it, maybe. Well,
Primogen, this is Theodore. Another member of our clan.
Katya would extend a hand. Primogen Katya Von Essen. Clan Tremere.
he will respond in German. Theodore Williams, a pleasure to meet you.
That would bring a little bit of a smile to her face.
I don't believe we've met, even though I have claimed, since my, city of embrace is the great city of Vienna, I do not believe we have ever met in person.
No, I don't believe so. It's a pleasure.
He's a hat on, and he just tips his hat, lifts it very lightly, and just bows afterwards, and just looks at the both of you, switches to English, and just says, "Do you wish me to take a look at first?"
No, I'll do it.
Fair enough.
She just kind of shakes her head and unlocks the door before pushing it open.
Theodore enters Obfuscate and stays close.
What levels of obfuscate do people have?
I'll do Banish from Mind's Eye.
No, I need to know the total just to compare it to an Auspex level.
Total.
6.
For real?
Yes.
Damn.
I'm not even gonna bother.
What's Amelia's? Oh, you're gonna stay on obfuscate?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother.
All right. Quick question, because I don't have the sheet up in front of me. What was Emily's ghoul? Was it male or female?
She had 2. One was the leader, the owner. Well, it was the owner of a gym, man, and then there was the secretary.
Okay. As you enter, you see the fact that this building has literally been pulled apart from the inside out, as if somebody was looking for something. Very, very thoroughly, but very, very brutally. They didn't care to be subtle. Let's phrase it like that. You hear the sound of a conversation being had in the main floor of the gym before you hear the sound of what appears to be metal on stone and a scream.
Amelia is going to slip in some brass knuckles.
Theodore's just going to have a look.
Okay. Theodore, what you see there are about 4 or 5 people in the room. They are mostly kind of sitting around. This room has also been torn apart. Like you see padded chairs and equipment and exercise equipment has been ripped apart as if they were trying to see if something had been hidden in a cushion or in a mechanism. You see a man on the floor. His hand has just been smashed really, really brutally with a dumbbell or with a dumbbell with a weight. It was smashed so hard it severed 2 of his fingers. I'm going to say the index and the pointer. Index and ring finger. It'll sever his index and his ring finger. And he's on the ground like he is a screaming bloody mess. They've clearly beaten the ever-loving shit out of him. There is another woman. But you can tell at this point the woman has since expired. They have essentially ripped out her lungs through her chest and have just kind of thrown her on the ground to the side. And you will see standing over the man. She's not holding the dumbbell. Another man is holding the dumbbell. But you will see this woman. She has a very stony appearance is how I'll phrase it. Like her face betrays no emotion whatsoever as she looks down. It's entirely impassive to the amount of pain and suffering. Before she says, she speaks with a very, 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 very strong Scandinavian accent that I'm not going to try and do. She says, "I will ask you one last time. Where is the item that I'm looking for?" I don't know. Why are you doing? At which point the bell comes down again. There is another cracking noise and another series of broken bones and another scream. Hi. So, if anyone wishes to intercede, they can. If not, I will continue with my dialogue.
Theodore is going to get behind the woman. Just gonna stand there.
Okay.
In case.
She doesn't seem to see you, or she gives no indication that she can.
Amelia will get in front of Katya, sort of like a protective shield, and she will address the woman.
As you enter, all of the eyes snap towards you. You see all of the eyes, including the woman's, very briefly glow red.
What is the meaning of this, if I may ask?
The woman, she lets her tongue flick along her left fang, before she says, "I don't think this is any business of yours, nosferatu."
And what business is it of yours?
Katya would step into the room and hold up her left arm. Is this what you're looking for? And on it is the item that Emily won at the auction, the watch.
How wonderful.
If you leave him alone, you can have it.
She leans down and she very casually strokes the man's face softly with one hand. You will see her fingernails grow exceptionally long, and in one very clean flick, it's a flick of the wrist, the throat is opened up. I'm not here to make deals. I'm here to reclaim lost property. The man bucks once, bucks twice, and bucks 3 times before he exsanguinates on the ground. eyes narrow, looking at Katya. Like, It's that wonderful moment. It's that wonderful moment of who is the biggest bitch in this room. Only time will tell.
Fine. You've chosen to play hardball. We play hardball. Why do you want it?
Hardball would be me telling my child I had to kill you.
Now, I'm sure we can resolve this without any further bloodshed.
You're the one who wanted to talk of hardball. I want that thing because it is, or rather, a vestige element within it is mine.
It was bought at an auction. The price was paid.
That does not mean it was not stolen.
Somehow, given the person hosting the auction, that wouldn't surprise me.
This symparetic child of my blood understands nothing of what it is that she possesses. She considers it a bauble. She considers it a trinket. It is much more than a bauble and much more than a trinket, and I will have it back. We may either do this the easy way, in which case I will even
She
offer
did
you.
possess. She's no longer with us.
Good, then I do not have to drag her before the Arling for judgment. I will play this game with you. What is your name?
Katya Von Essen, Primogen of Clan Tremere.
A blood thief as well as a thief of ours in ages past. Charming to meet you, blood thief.
And you?
They call
You
me.
know my name.
I am Isolt, of the line of the Allfather of Clan Gangrel.
Vampire lore to know who the Allfather is?
Yeah, sure. If anyone wishes to roll intelligence kindred lore, they can.
Mm,
It's not actually that difficult to roll. It's only going to be difficult to 6. Because he's a pretty big ass deal.
yeah,
Yes, he
I have to
is.
remember how much vampire lore I have. I think it's 2.
It's either 2 or 3.
I have 5 successes.
Holy Mary, Mother of
Oh,
God!
3 lore. So wait, 1, 3, 8. 1 sec, I'm rolling. If I find
4
it.
successes.
Five successes.
Damn those 10s! Holy shit!
It's smart. But
That's a lot of 10s!
well, yeah, but my specialty doesn't really apply to that. So
Yeah, Katya's doesn't either.
yeah.
Her calculating specialty.
I'll give you all the same information because you're all ridiculously high successes. The Allfather is an ancient gangrel Methuselah who basically used to rule most of Scandinavia as we know it. He took on the role of Odin in mythology. He was also known as a great craftsman of vampiric items, and he apparently mastered a gangrel thing, which was essentially like runic magic, which basically allowed him to inscribe magical runes on things that gave them great power. So you may assume maybe that's how the watch, or that's maybe where the watch draws its power from. Because you all got such spectacular amounts of success.
Let me guess. This watch was made by the Allfather?
No. The watch is a container. Something inside the watch was made by the All-Father. As a matter of fact, two things inside it. A realm for Vanaheim and a realm and a rune for Niflheim. And I will have them return.
The Umbra and the Shadowlands.
I'm confused. Why would Emily own such an item?
She bought it at the auction a few months back. I think she was one of the only ones to bid on it.
Did she know what it was?
None of us did.
If it helps, it also keeps perfect time.
Though we did quickly find out after the first evening of the auction when she bought it. She was playing with it, and our entire Hennessy's, Prince Hennessy, Seneschal at the time, his car was teleported into the Shadowlands.
Yeah, I might have heard something about a car, but
Yes, you probably did. We were hit
He
rather
liked
hard.
that limousine. God damn it, he liked that limousine.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
All of a sudden, she spontaneously manifests Auspex 7 and punches Theodore. No, I'm going to hit you.
I
So-
mean, if she has Auspex 6, she can attempt to see him.
She doesn't have anywhere near Auspex 6. She's got Auspex.
Ah.
how
Protein
much?
she has. The answer may surprise you. No, but she extends her hand and she says, "If you give me the watch now, I'll owe you a major boon. If not, myself and my children will tear you apart."
How many are there apart from her and there?
4.
You always have to do it in fives, don't you?
I mean, I always think that 5 is a good sized mob, but it's not too big, but it's not too small.
Katja begins undoing the mechanism to take the watch off, the buckle or whatever it happens to have. Fine.
Good. Wow, angry baby.
Yeah, he just woke up from his nap, so I'm really not sure why he's so ticked off, but
She walks forward and extends her hand.
Katja would take the watch off and place it in her hand.
Does anyone here speak Swedish?
Nope.
Nope.
She gestures with her head and says something. Without another word, she will leave. Leaving the still cooling corpses behind her.
Well, this is going to be fun to cover up. At which point, I do not know if Bishop is available, but she would, dial Francis's number. This is kind of his job.
Theodore
We'll
will
find a way and take care of
appear,
this.
and he will simply, I'll begin to take care of this. But yes, probably should call the Seneschal. This might need an extra set of eyes.
I actually don't know. Does Skin of Marble make your appearance look marbly?
Don't know, but well, I mean, I have a house rule. When you have ridiculous fortitude,
Don't you
you
have to
don't
activate
get
it?
gargoyle like, but kinda. but that's just
I was,
my.
I was gonna say, like, I think skin of marble gives you a marbly sheen. But
Yeah,
anyway,
it would make sense. But hey,
it's not a big deal now. None of you attacked her. I was just pontificating.
yeah, Theodore will begin to dry up some of the blood and find like a mat or something
I
to wrap him in.
sent the link to Bishop, but I don't know if he's going to get back to me. So
So
Um,
I understand that the both of you were close to the person who used to be here.
yes,
You have my
well,
deepest condolences.
she was pretty much the only person I had contacts with in this city, apart from Min Clan.
Well, now it would seem that you have contact with the Primogen, no less. That's some contact to have.
Well, the circumstances are a bit
I know.
awful, but
Was trying to make light of the situation, but fair enough.
it's okay, Theodore. Like, we'll.
I believe I can take care of these two if need be. They won't be. I don't think I'll be spotted. I'll be able to get them somewhere, perhaps a dumpster somewhere.
If only I had finished this security upgrade I was doing, perhaps I would have seen these people coming. I didn't feel any reason to watch the
I somehow doubt that a security system would have done anything against them.
No, but I would have seen them.
Do you perhaps wish to? I suppose you had a memento that was just, well, bargained for. Perhaps you would want something else.
I assume Katya has Emily's keys since they were probably still on the yacht.
Yeah.
Okay, she's gonna use the keys and go up to the actual apartment itself.
Hmm.
Yeah, Amelia will follow her.
Theodore won't. Theodore will just get the bodies out. He'll obfuscate and transport them.
You will find the door to the upper apartment has been shattered in.
God damn it.
You'd almost think that they were thorough.
They really wanted that thing.
I open it. They didn't actually take anything. They just kind of threw stuff around. So everything is still in there.
Katya's gonna find the clothes that she left there, and she's also going to look for a certain lockbox that Emily was in possession of.
Amelia, on the other hand, will go OCD mode and will start trying to clean up the place.
Because who knows where the heck it ended up in this mess.
It's gonna take some time, I think, but since they were not looking for it, they've just thrown it in a pile with all the other crap, I think. I would
Probably.
assume. After some time, Theodore will just come in again and we'll just.
I will put out, if there is a lockbox, it will still exist, but they will have torn it open.
Oh shit. In that case, we kind of need Paul.
Yeah, it's part of his plot.
Okay. They will have left everything, but they won't. I mean, is something explosive in the lockbox?
I don't know. We didn't open
We
it
don't
for that
know.
reason. That's why we didn't open it.
Okay, you know what? Backtrack. They did not find the box because I don't want to have to deal with that. Continue with life.
That was my thought. I was like, Evan, you probably. Oh well, never mind. It's fine.
It's like, we need the other narrator for this.
Then
Yeah.
how the hell are we gonna find the logbox if they didn't?
I don't know. The power of friendship. Let's go with that.
Yeah,
The
okay. The
power of
friendship.
Katya knows how the fuck Emily's brain works.
Well, yeah. But yeah, Theodore won't. He will just walk around. He will just like look at the place and just. He doesn't seem to say anything. Just looks around. Is there anything else I can help the two of you with?
Unless you know anything about getting into a lockbox.
Well, depends on what kind, I suppose. But I do, as a matter of fact.
She never told me what kind it was.
So we
Ah.
need to find the logbox.
Yeah, apparently it has something to do. It was the explosion at Delano's, right? That it had to do with.
I'm quite. Yeah, it was in the wreck, in the ruins of the building.
Okay.
On that note, I'm going to slink out because I've done my thing. So enjoy the rest.
Yes.
If you need me for anything, just be like, Evan.
Okay.
Love you, Evan.
Thank you. See, if it helps, Emily, you were gonna have a really interesting confrontation with an elder gangrel. He's gonna be like, "Give me back my fucking runes."
Yeah, like part of me is glad that it didn't happen, and part of me is sad that I didn't get to see it. But yeah, you know, hey,
Oh,
what are you gonna do?
before you leave, if we need to roll for investigation to find that thing,
You can just find the damn thing.
we'll just find the damn thing. Okay.
That has been stated by him, I think.
Yeah, you can't obviously open it because I don't know what's in there, so I can't
Yeah.
tell you what's in there. But
Yeah, I'm not gonna open it. I'm actually gonna send the link to Paul and be like, hey, come here.
okay, Evan, vanish.
Poof. Okay, so let's find this logbox then. If they didn't find it,
Indeed.
it means that
Well,
she hid it
one can
well.
hope that it's that.
They
some of the
also
things they-
didn't know Emily the way I do, so. How rude.
So,
So,
you will,
uh,
Katja, you will hear as Theodore begins to search, you will hear him hum, but quite loudly and quite melodical. Like it's quite clear it's a specific tune, and it sounds like it's not just but it's something a bit more specific. And he seems to enjoy himself, maybe. Who knows?
Amelia will look at Katya and say, he just does that. I don't know. So, where would she have hidden this box, you think?
Give me just a moment. She would start looking around and thinking back to their conversations. Because Katya has been up here before.
Yeah.
This is not the place where we sparred. This is different, right?
No, Katya's also, no, it's not.
It's the
Katya's
apartment.
also been up here, though.
Yeah, Amelia hasn't.
Yeah, Katya would kind of think back to, you know, when they were up here talking.
Hmm.
And then she would start looking around in places that, you know, would strike her as places Emily might hide something.
You know what? There's a couple of like women's health magazines, something like that, and they're just in a corner, and it's just like they're just there, and something's under them, like it's just almost piled on top of it. It's not even well hidden.
Really, Emily? She would just shake her head and walk over to the magazines and pull
right
everything off of them.
Yeah, you can almost. It's just like they're just piled on top of there, just like fairly carelessly. But it makes sense that they wouldn't look here because it's obviously something in the middle of the room, like that's obviously not where it's hidden. Like obviously.
Emily, I love you, dear. Could you thinking of a more obvious place?
So hidden in plain sight.
Mm-hmm.
You found it already.
And those gangrels were not able to see it.
To be fair, they weren't looking for a lockbox. They were looking
For a
that watch.
that could be hidden within a lockbox.
Yes, but if I recall, Emily pretty much wore it all the time, unless she was in the gym, which was about half of the time.
Sounds like quite a friend.
Well, she was something.
I must say I have had to say goodbye to a few friends myself. It never gets easier. One would think that with passage of time and the fact that we get older, something like this would become trivial. But he kind of just sits down on a chair and just looks to Katya. Now, I'm not going to ask or presume your age. It would be most unbecoming. But it is always good to see. Always good to see that it's someone older can still be so hard hit. So taken by this grief that it is palpable. Do not take my word for mockery, but for the utmost.
Those of us that still walk the path of humanity tend to be hit a little harder by these things than those that don't.
Especially Theodore when it comes to people.
He gets up and just takes stretches out a hand towards Katya.
Katya would take his hand.
Such is our both curse and blessing. And he nods as he shakes her hand.
I think you would have liked her a lot too, Theodore.
I'm getting that feeling myself. So at least I'm spared some grief, but I would like to have met this woman. Seems, well, one of these women that is definitely not from my time, but, well, to each their own.
No, she was very young. Just a neonate.
That's wonderful and tragic, and neonates that I've lost. Those are the ones that stick out to me the most, or at least two of them. But I ramble. I'm sorry. We're too remote.
Unfortunately, when you live as long as we do, you tend to lose a lot of friends.
Quite so. He smiles, quite very genuine. I don't know if you're watching Aura.
Not at the moment. She does have heightened senses up, but she doesn't have her aura
Oh.
sight up.
He seems very genuine. Or, like, you know, like, he just nods a bit. He just says, he's again switches to German, and as he starts to speak, you can tell that he is not from Germany, but definitely from Austria. There is a bit of an accent to it. It would make sense
Yeah.
this guy has left in Vienna, as he said. So, and he will say, "I'm sorry that our first meeting is under these circumstances, Miss Von Essen, but I would accompany you home if that is quiet. And if not, I would wish that we could see when you are feeling better or more well."
Of course. Her accent is quite thick. It's obvious that she is from, what would eventually become Berlin. It might not have been Berlin at the time.
He just nods. I can understand that these are trying times. But is there anything else we need to do here?
No, I've got my clothes, I've got the lockbox. Is there anything you needed, dear?
Well, Primogen, I do hope that we can be on friendly terms. I know that Emily was very fond of you as well, and so I am inclined to trust you a bit more than others in the city, I suppose. So if you need anything of me, you need only ask. In fact, if you do need my assistance with anything, you'd probably be doing me a favor at this point. I do need things to keep my mind occupied.
Yes. You're not the only one. I've been hard pressed to find things to occupy my mind since all of this happened. Romania was trying, to say the least.
Let's hope we can survive this.
Yes, there are other difficulties on the horizon.
Well, Miss Von Essen, Amelia, do any of you require me escorting you somewhere? Or a ride in my car? Or shall we go our separate ways?
Oh, I've got my car waiting.
Fair enough.
Well, unless you have any plans, I can join you, I suppose. I don't think I have anything else.
I do need to make a stop before we get back home, but maybe you can. I think this will be a good educational experience. Actually, yes, you'll come with me. Very good, very good. Right, Miss Von Essen, genuine pleasure. I do hope we see each other again soon. And he will get his hat and put it on.
Amelia will extend her hand to Katya for a handshake.
Katya would do the same.
Pretty firm one. And she will say, if I do make it out of the whole end of the world thing, look me up and we can talk if you wish.
Most definitely.
Then I bid you a good evening, Primogen.
And the same to you.
Hope to see you on the other side.
And
And with that, I think we can end our scene.
exactly my thought.